It is with great pleasure that I am inaugurating the national level conference on economic challenges of the 80s. I must congratulate the Chambers of Commerce and Industry in Southern region on having thought of inviting eminent economists and elder statesmen to share their thoughts on the strategy that needs to be adopted to overcome the present economic crisis and to put our economy firmly on the rails and achieve rapid progress during the coming decade. Let us not get too much disheartened or disconcerted by the impasse that has overtaken us in the immediate present. We should not overlook the brighter side of picture, and we should think that the darkest hour is before the dawn. Political and economically, we have exhibited our resilience in a remarkable measure, and there is no reason for any despondency. The electorate, which displayed its sagacity in the previous elections, is sure on the threshold of the coming decade to make it possible for us to have a stable and strong government, and we can repeat again the success of our anti-inflationary drive, which enabled us to achieve the exceptional feat of completely putting down inflation even when most of the countries in the world continued to suffer from it. The future poses a big challenge to our initiative and to our skill, but it is for us to convert its grim challenges into great opportunities and register further advances in achieving our objectives of accelerating economic growth rate is also curbing the growth rate of population and of redistributing wealth and economic power on a more equitable basis. I am confident that the conference will help to create confidence and a sense of purpose and to strengthen our will to achieve a more efficient management of our economy in the next decade. All through the 70s, the gravity of problems of poverty has undoubtedly been realized, and anti-poverty programs have been put through with varying degrees of success. However, their effect has largely been peripheral and marginal. They can hardly be said to have made the required degree of impact. The strength of those on or below the poverty line is in the neighborhood of 300 millions. It is essential that anti-poverty programs are made integral to our plans and vigorously implemented. Unemployment and underemployment are expanding commensurately with the rise in population, and it is desirable that a massive program of small and tiny industries is launched to provide large-scale employment in rural areas. While more intensive agriculture is likely to generate considerable additional employment, it is in the non-agricultural sector that we can expect increased employment commensurate with demand. We aim at establishing an egalitarian society and at removing glaring disparities in incomes. Adopting various methods including fiscal, we should plan and execute a massive program of equitable redistribution of incomes to forestall grave threats to national stability from the possibility of inevitable recourse to mass level agitation on the part of justifiably impatient poor. While our agricultural base is quite strong and the Green Revolution, which was confined to wheat production in late 60s and early 70s, was successfully extended to cover rice also in late 70s, strategies have been formulated and are under implementation to raise productivity in agriculture in rain-fed areas and to achieve a better balance with increases in production of pulses and oil seeds. The potential for increasing food production is immense. What we should simultaneously ensure is that people will have full and gainful employment and adequate purchasing power. The trade union movement needs to be healthy and responsible, and there should be no inflated demands outrunning the paying capacity of the enterprise and at glaring variance with the general economic situation prevailing now. The need of the hour is a sound wage and income policy, and I hope such a policy will be hammered out in the 80s. One cannot lay too much stress on the need for greater discipline in every sector of national affairs. Every citizen has to do his best, whatever be his station and sphere of economic activity. One cannot expect self-restraint and discipline in one sector while they are allowed to be absent in another. We must learn to work and pull together like a team, setting national interest above our own sectional interest. It is only through such widespread sense of discipline that it would be possible to enhance productivity on all fronts. I would also like to stress in particular the part played by speculation and by operations of parallel economy. National discipline in trade and business means not only greater efficiency in supply and distribution but avoidance of unfair and illegal practices like hoarding and speculation, which render enforcement of penal provisions inevitable. Government towards end of this decade launched a comprehensive public distribution system to ensure a smooth supply of a wide spectrum of essential commodities to vulnerable sections of society. The system was not put through fully, but I look forward to proper implementation of such a system as planned in 80s. The various chambers of commerce and industry should advise such of their recalcitrant brethren as may stoop to such practices not to succumb to temptation. It is high time that everyone in the country acted with keenest sense of discipline and morale to win the war against poverty and achieve stability and progress. Friends, I have great pleasure in inaugurating this national level conference organized on the subject of challenges the 80s will pose, which I said are truly big opportunities coming our way that we should seize fully to make further and faster progress towards achieving national objectives. The present situation may look bleak and the decade that is passing may have disappointed high expectations. We meet in an atmosphere of acute crisis consciousness. But let us make strength from what we have achieved in the past and bear in mind the basic strength of our political system and economy. A bright future beckons to us if only we do not fail to stand by the country and do our duty. Let us act as true soldiers in the momentous campaign against social inequality and poverty, and let us not stop till the goal of progress and prosperity for one and all is reached.